misses, and that has left the yard.
Long drive, that is crunched, and that
start of the year. His last outing was against the Indians in Cleveland, a no decision last Sunday, as the Mariners won that ball game by a score of 5-3. And how about the kid out in left field, 22 years of age, Michael Saunders, making his major league debut. Grew up in Victoria, British Columbia. He's out there his first game of the big leagues, down to AAA Tacoma. He hit .310 on the season with 13 home runs, 32 RBIs. The Mariners and the Indians for the play-by-play. Here's Dave.
Thank you, Rick, and a very pleasant good afternoon, everybody. Our first pitch brought to you by the unfried side of KFC, now serving Kentucky grilled chicken. And here is the first pitch to Cabrera, and it's a little bit high. Ball one. 1 ball and no strikes to count. .72 degrees at game time, and the next pitch swung on him, popped high, back and out of play. That's perfect. We had expected temperatures in the upper 80s, if not low 90s today. It is 72 wonderful degrees. What a day. A few high clouds overhead. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the 1-1 pitch on the way by Bedard, and a fastball low, and outside ball to 2-1. Michael Saunders wearing that big league uniform for the first time with a pair of 5s on the back of it. Straight away out in left field. The 2-1 pitch on the way now to Cabrera. Foul straight back. And it's 2-2. The Mariners trying to shake away the cobwebs from that 9-0 shellacking last night. It was a ball game until the 7th inning. And the 9th inning. 3 runs in the 7th, 5 in the 9th, and the Tribe ran away with it. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on, fly ball hit to right field. And right there is Ichiro to drift back on it and make the easy catch. So 1 away. And Ben Francisco, the center fielder, will be the hitter. The Mariners defense, Hanahan at third, Cedeno is the shortstop, Jose Lopez is at second, Russell Brandon over at first. Making his major league debut in left, Michael Saunders. Franklin Gutierrez is in center, and of course Ichiro in right. Rob Johnson behind the plate. Here's the pitch to Francisco, and it's taken for a strike. Francisco went deep against Bedard last Sunday in Cleveland. And the left-hander's 0-1 pitch on the way to Francisco, and that is low. So the count of the ball and a strike. A nice crowd on hand of probably 26, 27,000 on a sparkling afternoon. The lights are on, however. Here comes the 1-1 by Eric on the way, and the breaking ball swing and a miss. Nice big hook that time. Winds out of the west at 5 miles an hour, so not much of a wind factor here this afternoon. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Inside a little bit to Francisco. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Soccer game over at Quest Field between the Sounders and the Chicago Fire underway as of about an hour and 15 minutes ago. Here comes the left-hander's 2-2 delivery now to Francisco. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. A fastball at 93 miles an hour. 2 down. Dale Scott, our man from Portland, Oregon, is the man calling balls and strikes here this afternoon. And Shin Soo Chu, playing left field this afternoon rather than right, will step up to the plate. Chu 0 for 3 against Eric Bedard, and the left-handers pitch on the way. Swing and a foul back and out of play. Off to our left and into the upper deck. Nice catch up there by a fan. 1-1 the count.
Ball always seems to find the new guy, Dave, so I'm figuring somebody's got to fly out here to Michael Saunders in left field, don't they?
They will sooner or later. Now the 0-1 on the way, and a swing and a miss through a fastball behind. Michael Saunders, pretty good sized kid, 6'4", 212 pounds out there in left field. And now the left-handers 0-2 on the way to Chew, and a little high that time. 1-2. Hope his folks made it down from Victoria to see their son make his major league debut. And now the Bedard 1-2 delivery on the way. Swung on, broken bat, foul off the third base side. And that splinters all over the diamond out there. He was really sawed off. He's got the relay wand in his right hand, and the barrel part
stuck in the grass behind the mound. I mean, it went pinwheeling right past Eric Bedard, and the jagged edge of the broken side of the bat just was like a spike into the grass behind the backside of the mound.
1 ball, 2 strikes at count on Shin Soo Choo. And now the 1-2 delivery on the way. Choo takes 2 high. 2 balls and 2 strikes tomorrow. The Mariners have to make a decision on a starter against Cliff Lee, who's had 2 straight complete games. A lot of rumors concerning Lee, however, today. Here comes the 2-2 pitch on the way, and a swing and a drive to center field and deep. Back is Gutierrez. It's over his head on a hop off the wall, so Chu will coast into second base with a 2-out double. Franklin, no way to get back on that. Ball hit hard, just zooming over his head and straight away center field. And Victor Martinez will be the hitter. Switch hitting catcher, hitting .287. Mariners, even with the loss last night, 12-8 in July. They await the Toronto Blue Jays after tomorrow for a 3-game series before taking off on the road again. Victor Martinez up there from the right side, and the stretch by Eric. Bedard's pitch. Curveball, what a yacker. Ski Reich, 1 call. I don't think there's any doubt he has the best curveball on the ball club, but one of the best in the league. That one started about eye high and ended up about knee high. Bedard again is set. And the left-handers 0-1 pitch. Another curveball, broken bat, ground ball wide of third, picked off by Hanahan. His throw to first in time. The play by Jack Hanahan. Here in the first, no runs are in, and a man left. We go to the bottom half. Inning number 1. Indians nothing. Mariners coming up. AAA, the former Vanderbilt product, with a record of 2-7. And Ichiro will lead it off. Career, Sowers is 2-1 against the Mariners in his career, with a 2.5 ERA, so he's pitched well against them. Ichiro stepping up to the plate, the left-handed batter hitting .358. And Sowers into his motion, the southpaw's pitch. Fastball backs him off the plate. Inside, ball one. 1 ball, no strikes, the count. Last start was on the 7th of July. The pitch. Breaking ball, strike on the inside corner at Chicago. And he was a loser to Mark Burley, Mr. Perfect, by a score of 10-6. 1-1 pitch by Jeremy. Swung on and hit hard foul on a line back into the stands. Down the right field line. 2-1. Sowers is winless on the road this year. He's 0-4 with an 8.27 ERA. 2-1 pitch to Ichiro. Swung on, ground ball hit to shortstop. Right there to take is Cabrera. He'll slow to first. Just in time to get Ichiro. So 1 down. Russell Branyan will be the hitter.
Ichiro doesn't give infielders a whole lot of time to make that transfer. We had to see Cabrera come up and barehand the ball in last night's ball game to make a throw at first base, but that's what Ichiro does. As soon as that ball is on the ground, if it's hit softly, he's got a chance for an infield base hit.
Here's Russell Branyan now. Yankees having their 8-game winning streak snapped today by the A's. Here's the pitch. And that's down low and outside, ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. 6-4. Oakland over the Yankees, a final from New York. And the 1-0 pitch on the way. And a swing and a miss. A ball and a strike. Tampa Bay, Toronto. Wild one in Toronto. 9-9 in the 10th inning. And the 1-1 pitch. That's down low and outside. Sowers not a real hard thrower. The Twins in Los Angeles. That game just starting. In Anaheim, actually, not Los Angeles. 2-1 pitch. Swung on, fly ball hit to center field. But moving back 4 or 5 steps is Francisco to make the catch. So 2 down, and Lopez will be the hitter. Mariners 3-2 against Cleveland this year, with 4 more games left, 1 tomorrow, and 3 more in Cleveland. Lopez, that batting average at .265. Only 1 for 8 against Jeremy Sowers. The pitch, swung on, fly ball hit to left center. Easy play out there again for Francisco. And a very easy first inning for Jeremy Sowers. Only 9 pitches. 3 up, 3 down. No score after 1. Moving into the second inning, Johnny Peralta up there, the right-handed batter against the southpaw, Eric Bedard, and the pitch to Peralta is a little bit low and inside, ball one. Our Sterling saving score, there is no score. And the next pitch by Bedard on the way, and this time the breaking ball is there for a strike, 1-1. Monday, hope you're going to bring your friends and family out to the ballpark. It's a BECU half-price family night. The 1-1 pitch. Peralta pops it back and out of play. And that's when the Toronto Blue Jays will be here. Tickets are as low as $10, so bring the whole gang for a great night of Mariners baseball at Safeco Field. You can purchase your tickets at mariners.com. The 1-2 pitch to Peralta is low. 2-2. Travis Hafner. And then Ryan Garco here in the second inning. Bedard kicks, comes with a 2-2 pitch. Strike three called. Nice fastball. 93 miles an hour as his second strikeout. And this break in the action brought to you by Budweiser, carefully crafted for the perfect balance of flavor and refreshment. Budweiser, the great American lager. Travis Hafner hitting .289 after a home run, two-run home run in the seventh inning that gave the Tribe at that time a 3-0 lead. Then Ben Francisco hit one in the seventh inning to make it 4-1, and then they blew it open against Batista with a 5-run ninth. Here's the pitch, and that fastball is a strike. Right across the heart of the plate to Travis Hafner. Bedard is 0-1 pitch on the way, and a swing and a miss. Eric Bedard given an extra day of rest. He's working on 5 days of rest here this afternoon. In the National League, the final, the Cubs knocked off Cincinnati 5-3 today at Wrigley Field. Here comes the 0-2 pitch on the way. Too high that time, a ball and 2 strikes. Continuing with our Northwest Chevy Dealers scoreboard. White Sox, Detroit just getting underway, no score there. And Bedard, his 1-2 pitch. And a breaking ball well outside. Bob Johnson doing the receiving this afternoon. Cardinals and the Phillies have just started.
Man, Holiday paid off dividends for the Cardinals yesterday, 4 for 5 with an RBI.
This will be an interesting week in baseball. Here's the 2-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a foul right back below us. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
You could have had that one.
Well,
dive for it?
No. I want to keep my bones intact.
There you go. Remember the net Harry Carey used to use?
Yep.
Wrigley Field.
Yeah. Here comes the 2-2 on the way, and a breaking ball down low and outside. 3-2 on Hafner. Bedard putting a little bit of a massage on a new baseball out there. As Hafner waits in the 3-2 pitch on the way. Curveball lost him outside. Ball 4. So Bedard sends Hafner on his way to first base. And Ryan Garco, the big first baseman, will be the hitter. Garco looking for his first base hit ever against Eric Bedard. 0 for 5. Mariners looking for a double play right here. And Bedard, his delivery to the plate. Curveball strike. Across the letters. 78-mile-an-hour breaking pitch. Texas and Kansas City, the Royals continue to struggle. It's a night ball game. Here comes the pitch. Get off the end of the bat, or actually the handle of the bat, up the first baseline, foul down to the far end of the Mariner dugout, and quickly 2 strikes on Ryan Garko.
Garko over the last 3 weeks, he's been the hottest hitter for the Indians, hitting .355 with 3 of his 10 home runs. Had that line drive home run last night.
And the 0-2 on the way to Garko. Here it comes, and the fastball swung on and popped high just off to our left and well back into the stands. Again today, the Mariners designating Vladimir Valentin for assignment, which means they have 10 days to trade him, or he can stay with the organization and go down, or become a free agent. Here comes the 0-2 pitch on the way, and it's too high. A ball and 2 strikes. Pitch count already up to 34 for Eric Bedard. The 1-2 delivery on the way to Garko. Swung on, and again a foul off the first base side and into the mezzanine section. Well back. Torchlight parade tonight, kicking off Seafair Week, which culminates next weekend with the Hydros and the Blue Angels. We'll be out of town. 1-2 again to Garko on the way. Swing and a miss on a curveball. Curveball was only 79 miles an hour. So Uncle Charlie got it. And Chris Jimenez, the right fielder, will be the hitter. Hitting only .214. Jimenez spells his name with a G, not a J. Giminez. And now the southpaw set. Here's the pitch to Jimenez. Breaking ball, strike. Well, he's got a good one, and that seems to be the pitch that he can control, that he has the most command of, that curveball. 1 strike on Jimenez. And the 1 strike pitch now by Eric. This time it's a fastball just off the inside corner. A ball and a strike. Hafner being held on by Branyan. And the 1-1 by the left-hander now. Fastball pulled foul down the third baseline. Off the wall down there, right to the Mariner ball girl. 1-2 on Jimenez. Fans looking for a strikeout here. Mariners will take it out any way they can get it. 1-2 pitch to Jimenez on the way now by the lefty, down low and in the dirt. As we pause for station identification on the Mariners Radio Network. Two balls, 2 strikes at count on Chris Jimenez. And Bedard with the 2-2 pitch now, and it's high ball 3, 3-2. So Hafner takes off. Jimenez hitting only .214. Luis Valbuena would be next. And Eric Bedard with the 3-2 delivery now. Here it comes. Breaking ball, swinging a ground ball hit down the third baseline. A fair ball, and the throw to first in time by Hannah. Here in the second. No runs, no hits, no errors. A man left. To the bottom of the seventh. Mariners nothing. Indians nothing. And welcome back to Safeco Field as Mike Sweeney will step in and lead it off here in the second inning against Jeremy Sowers. A big night in Cooperstown tonight. The induction ceremonies tomorrow for Ricky Henderson, Jim Rice, Joe Gordon. But a big night in Cooperstown. Here's the pitch on the way, and the sinker is on the outside corner for a strike. It's the red carpet treatment for all the members of the Hall of Fame as they are paraded into the museum tonight. Kevin and Rick arrived 1 week ago tonight. Just missed the red carpet, but you joined the party, and it's quite a party right inside the museum. There's a ground ball hit to the second baseman Valbuena, and Valbuena throws out Mike Sweeney.
Yeah, that was a thrill just to see all you guys there enjoying your moment in the sun, Dave. We got there for dessert, though. We made it for dessert. And then to walk around the museum, we pretty much had the whole museum for ourselves.
Yeah, it's closed up except for the Hall of Famers and their families.
That was
that
great.
night. Yeah.
Saw where your photo is and all the broadcasters, the broadcast wing of the Hall of Fame. Congratulations again, buddy.
Thank you. Franklin Gutierrez is the hitter now. Coming back last night after missing the last 2 games. And the breaking ball to him from Jeremy is inside. Ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. And we call a year ago tonight, we had a heck of an electrical storm.
Oh, yeah.
After those ceremonies, or the party, the pitcher's down low and outside ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, Kevin and I drove from Toronto to Cooperstown in a driving rainstorm in northern New York.
And the 2-0 pitch now. Check swing by Franklin. Taken high. Ball 3. 3-0 to count. Jack Hanahan to follow. And the next pitch on the way. And there is the strike at the knees. You kids get ready now to run the bases after the game tomorrow. All of you 14 and under can circle the diamond thanks to Key Bank. Remember, it's going to last a lifetime. For tickets, you can visit Mariners.com. Sowers is 3-1 pitch. Swung on, line drive, base hit, right center field. And after a wide turn at first, Gutierrez will hold on. He is aboard with 1 down with the first hit of the ball game for the end. And Jack Hanahan will step up to the plate. Left-handed batter, hitting .200 with the Mariners, 194 overall. But he's got a couple of home runs with the Mariners. Here's the stretch and the pitch on the way. Hanahan taking strike 1. 0-1. Rob Johnson is on deck. Sowers, a Kentuckian from Louisville. Here's the 0-1 pitch on the way, and the fastball, strike 2 call on the inside corner at the knees. 0-2 the count. Matriculated at Vanderbilt University in Nashville, Tennessee. A Commodore. And the 0-2 pitch on the way by Sowers now. To Hanahan. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. So 3 pitches, see you later. His first strikeout. And Rob Johnson will be the hitter. Angels, the Twins are in the second. There's no score there. Tigers leading the White Sox 2-1 in the second. After sweeping a doubleheader yesterday. A day-night doubleheader. Here comes Sowers. Moving over to first base. Franklin Gutierrez back. Gutierrez has 7 steals. Michael Saunders, big kid, swinging a nervous bat on deck in the on deck circle. And now the lefty is set. Here comes the pitch, and it's too high. 1 ball and no strikes. You kind of wonder what's going through that young Canadian's mind right now.
Oh man, butterflies all over the place, getting ready for his first major league at bat.
And now the Sowers 1-0 pitch on the way, instead of the throw over to first base, and getting a major league debut against a left-hander, which is a little unusual.
I think it's always good when you call up a kid from the minor leagues to get him in the lineup right away. I know other guys have done that, other managers along the way. Get that experience out there.
Here comes the 1-0 on the way now by the lefty. It changed that time on the outside corner, 77 mile an hour changeup. 1 ball, 1 strike.
It seems like that's all the Mariners are seeing are left-handers.
6 in a row. Yeah, 6 in a row if they go with Cliff Lee tomorrow. No reason to think that they won't. Here comes the 1-1 pitch, and that's in the dirt and gets up the first baseline. Alertly, Franklin Gutierrez scrambles on down to second base on the wild pitch.
Great reaction by Franklin Gutierrez. You take a look at a low pitch, you're always ready to go when you see anything that could be in the dirt. And then when the ball bounces away from the catcher, you got your momentum heading in the right direction. With his speed, he takes off that quick first step, gets into second base.
2-1 on Rob Johnson. Sowers back with a 2-1 pitch now, and a swing and a foul back. Again, another changeup. It's only 78 miles an hour. Sowers is not a flamethrower anyway, but soft stuff to Rob Johnson so far. And the 2-2 to Rob. Here she comes from Sowers. Fastball, foul down the first base side. Out of play. Did get up to 90 miles an hour on that pitch. Jeremy rests that left arm on his left hip as he checks in with Victor Martinez and goes to his stretch. Here comes the 2-2 to Rob. And a breaking ball just barely missed outside. Ball 3. 3-2 the count. It was mighty close. Now the southpaw is set. Here comes the pitch on the way. And he walked him, and the kid gets a chance to do some damage in his first major league at bat. Here comes Michael Saunders. Michael Saunders, 22, hitting .310 with 13 home runs, 32 RBIs in 64 games with the Rainiers, 15 doubles, 2 triples. Young man, lean and mean up there. I swear he looks like Ted Williams up there. Left-handed bat. Now the left-hander is set. Here comes the pitch on the way to Saunders. Swing and a miss. Started him off with a nice big old curveball.
He's ready to hit. He saw that breaking ball, trying to get to it on the board. It says making his major league debut. The crowd responded. Hope you're listening up there in Victoria, British Columbia.
Absolutely. Now the southpaw is set, and reminds us we lost one of the great Mariner fans in history this past year, Sandy Kelly.
Yeah, she was a sweetheart.
From Victoria. Here comes the stretch, and the 0-1 on the way. Michael swung on, popped him up. Shortstop way, Cabrera's there, drifting onto the outfield grass, makes the catch. On the changeup, Saunders is gone, So are the Mariners. A hit, 2 left, and after 2, there's no score. No score between the Mariners and the Indians. After 2, we go to the 3rd and direct.
All right, thank you, Dave. And Luis Valbuena will lead it off. Here's the pitch by Bedard, and it's a strike to the outside corner with a fastball, 0-1. So our Sterling savings score, the Mariners nothing and the Indians nothing. And Eric Bedard has thrown a lot of pitches early in this ball game. That was pitch number 43. Here's the windup and the next offer, low outside with another breaking pitch, and the count is even at 1-1 strike. So Eric looking for a pitch that he can get the Indians to swing at, put the ball in play early in the count. Here's the 1-1 offer on the way. Swing and a pop up high in the air behind home plate and out of play, and the count is 1-12 on Valbuena. Batting .220, 5 home runs and 14 runs batted in. Eric with 3 strikeouts already and 1 walk. Looks in, has a sign. Here's the windup. And the 1-2 on the way. Fastball swing and a miss for strike 3. So already strikeout number 4 for Bedard. And 1 out for the Tribe here in the top of the 3rd. No score in the ball game. Say Infinity is the perfect blend of power, advanced technology, and great fuel efficiency. For a limited time, you can get 0% financing on virtually every Infinity and Infinity of Tacoma at Fife. Tell them Rick Riss sent you. Here's leadoff batter today. Shortstop is Dribble Cabrera. Brady Seismo has the day off. The windup and the pitch. Curveball, strike, 0-1. So Eric Bedard has come out with a very good curveball this afternoon against the Indians. He can throw that pitch and get a first pitch strike. Now the 0-1 offer. Cabrera takes another curve, and it's low inside. Ball 1-1. Cabrera 0 for 1 is flied out to Ichiro in right field. No score in the ball game. The windup and the 1-1 on the way. Cabrera tries to bunt, pops it high in the air, but foul, out of play behind the plate. And it's 1-2. On deck is center fielder Ben Francisco. Indians winning the opening game of the series last night 9-0. Mariners blanked for the 6th time this year. But Aaron Laffey, you got to take your cap out for Laffey, who was outstanding. 7 scoreless innings. Gave up only 3 hits. Here's the windup and the 1-2 on the way. Fastball is up and in. Ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Laffey last night walked only 3 and he struck out 7. And he also had a great curveball last night. Bedard looks in, has a sign from Rob Johnson. Here's the 2-2 on the way. Fastball is way up high. Good job by Rob Johnson to pull that one back down. Ball 3. Full count. Making his first start in a while was Ryan Rowland Smith, just recalled from AAA Tacoma for that start last night. The 3-2 pitch is up and away with a fastball, ball 4. So Cabrera walks. Second walk given up by Eric Bedard. 1 on, 1 away for the Indians. Top of the 3rd, and no score. Roland Smith's first start of the year came in April the 10th, down in Oakland, and then came up with the tricep tendonitis. Was on the DL, then went down for the rehab assignment, and was then eventually optioned out to Tacoma, where he spent the last couple of months. But I thought it was a start for Roland Smith last night that he could build on. He went 7 innings. Here is Ben Francisco, but a toss over to first base by Bedard to get Cabrera back to the bag, who has 10 steals in 13 attempts. 1 on, 1 out, no score. Top of inning number 3. Eric ready. And here's the pitch on the way to Francisco. Curveball. It is just inside. Ball 1. Aaron is now 3-2 against the Indians on the season. Just a few days ago, they played a 4-game series in Cleveland to start off the last road trip and won 3 out of 4. Here's the set and the 1-0 pitch. And that's high and inside with a fastball. Ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. And Bedard really struggling with his fastball. He's not able to work both sides of the plate with the fastball. He can't throw the curveball for a strike, though. His pitch count already way up there at 54. He's got 1 out here in the 3rd. Next offer on the way. Curve. It's in there for a strike, and it's 2-1. And Eric hasn't gone too deep his last 3 starts since coming off the disabled list on July the 7th. He went 4 innings against Baltimore, 5 2/3 against Texas, and 4 2/3 his last start last Sunday in Cleveland. The stretch and the 2-1 pitch, low and inside, ball 3. He's way behind Ben Francisco at 3-1. So he struck out looking with a fastball in the 1st. Cabrera lead at first base, 1 down. The outfield straight away. Infield back up the middle. The stretch and the toss over the first base. That'll get Cabrera back to the bag. Joel Skinner coaching down at third base for the Indians. First base coach is Luis Rivera. Indians managed by Eric Wedge. Bedard taking some time. Now has a sign from Johnson. Goes into the stretch, and the left-hander's 3-1 pitch. The runner goes, breaking ball, a strike. Throw it on to second, not in time. Cabrera with a stolen base. And he ran on a good pitch, the curveball that Francisco took for strike 2. But give Asdrubal Cabrera his 11th steal of the season. The throw by Rob Johnson was late. So a runner on at second with 1 out. 3-2 the count now on Ben Francisco. Bedard ready, delivers fastball, and that's up and away for ball 4. So Francisco walks. Back-to-back walks by Bedard to Cabrera and Francisco after striking out Luis Valbuena to start off the 3rd. And here's left fielder Shin-Soo Choo, who doubled over the head of center fielder Franklin Gutierrez in the top of the 1st inning. This little guy can hit. He's got some pop as well. 13 home runs and 56 runs batted in from Busan, South Korea. Shin-Soo Choo. They finished 2nd to Japan in the World Baseball Classic this year. Here's the set by Bedard. Runners get their leads. The pitch to Choo, swung on, fouled back and out of play behind home plate, and it's 0-1. Choo was the only player on that Korean team with major league experience in the World Baseball Classic. But they held their own. They had a good showing, but once again Japan winning for the 2nd time. Ichiro had the game-winning base hit. Cabrera at second, Francisco on at first base, 1 out. Here's the pitch, the 0-1. Ball thrown down to second by Rob Johnson. Back to the bag goes Cabrera. Rob Johnson trying to pick off Asdrubal Cabrera, gets back in time. And the count is even on Choo at 1 ball and 1 strike. Choo steps back in. On deck is catcher Victor Martinez. Plenty of offense for the Indians last night. Now the set, and the Bedard Long hesitation. Now the 1-1 on the way. Swing and a pop up out of play on the third base side. And it's 1-2. So Eric in his last 3 starts since coming off the disabled has 3 no decisions against Baltimore, Texas, and Cleveland. But before that, before going on the DL, he spent a month on the DL with a sore left shoulder. He had won 3 in a row. Pitch count already at 61. We're only in the top of the third. And 1 out. 2 on. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled out of play down the left field side, and it's still 1-2 on Shin-Soo Choo. And time is called as catcher Rob Johnson heads out to the mound to have a talk with Bedard. As Dave mentioned, it is Hall of Fame weekend in Cooperstown, New York, with Rickey Henderson going in the Hall of Fame along with Jim Rice and Joe Gordon. Tony Kubek going into the broadcast wing of the Hall of Fame where Dave was inducted last year. No leadoff hitter better in the history of the game of baseball than Rickey Henderson. All the runs scored, all the walks. 81 career leadoff home runs, instant offense for the Oakland A's and other clubs. Here's the stretch, and again the 1-2 pitch to Shin-Soo Choo, and it's up and in with a fastball, ball 2. 2-2 the count. Rickey later on in his career spent some time with a lot of different ball clubs, including the Mariners. Back in 2000, Rickey Henderson was a Mariner for 92 ball games. He scored the winning run in the 3-game sweep over the Chicago White Sox in the American League Division Series that year. Here's the next pitch. Swung on, popped up and out of play on the left field side, and it's still 2-2 on Choo. And of course, Jim Rice was known as one of the dominant hitters in the American League when he came up in the mid-1970s along with Freddie Lynn, and then in the 1980s as well. Jim Rice commanded a lot of respect when he was inside that batter's box and played for years out there in left field at Fenway Park. Again the set, and again the 2-2 pitch to Shin-Soo Choo on the way. Curve, swing and a miss, and he got him. Strike 3. That is strikeout number 5 for Eric Bedard. Looking to get out of a jam here in the top of the third. 2 on, 2 outs, no score. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Mariners Radio Network. Two on, 2 outs for the Indians. Top half of the third. Cabrera at second. Francisco at first base. And here's Victor Martinez, switch hitting catcher, batting right-handed. The set by Bedard to look around, and now the pitch. Martinez takes a curveball low and inside. Ball 1. Martinez 0 for 1 is grounded out to Jack Hanahan at third base. Made a heck of a nice play coming in and over toward the bag at third. The backhand it was just fair right over the bag. The runners get their leads. Now the set and the 1-0 pitch, and it just misses. Ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Martinez backs out of the box, a .287 hitter, but really struggling in the month of July. But an all-star this year for the 3rd time, as American League All-Stars beat the National League All-Stars 4-3 in St. Louis. Here is the set and the Bedard 2-0 pitch, and that's low and inside in the dirt for ball 3. 3-0 the count on Martinez, and a bad one here would load him up for Johnny Peralta, who had a big night last night with 3 hits. Victor Martinez steps out of the box, tightens up the old batting gloves, and now steps back in. Already 2 walks in the inning to Cabrera and Francisco, and 3 walks for the day for Bedard. Runners get their leads. Here's the set, and now the 3-0 pitch. Martinez, green lighted swing, and a foul back behind home plate, out of play. 3-1. So Indians manager Eric Wedge saying, go ahead, take a rip if you like it, but make sure it's a fastball middle in. Got underneath it and fouled it away. 3-1 the count on Martinez. Now we have some stirring inside the Mariner bullpen out there in left center field. Eric Bedard looking to try to get out of some trouble. 2 on, 2 away, taking some time between pitches. Here's the stretch and the 3-1 pitch. Breaking ball just misses inside. Ball 4. So Victor Martinez walks. Bedard has walked the bases loaded, and that pitch was barely inside. Rob Johnson trying to frame that pitch, but home plate umpire Dale Scott said no, it was inside. Victor Martinez is on at first. Francisco down at second. Cabrera is on at third, and time is called as pitching coach Rick Adair heads out to the mound. And now the pitch count is up to 70 for Eric Bedard with 2 outs here in the third. Bases loaded with 2 outs for third baseman Johnny Peralta. Bedard struck him out looking on a 2-2 curveball in the top half of the second. Rick Adair back to the Mariners first base dugout. No score as Peralta steps in. He was 3 for 5 last night with 3 runs scored. Runners are lead at every base. Bedard looks in, has the sign from catcher Rob Johnson. Here's the pitch, curveball, and that is a strike called 0-1. Peralta's had success against Bedard the last few years, 5 for 15 with a home run. On deck is designated hitter Travis Hafner. 3 walks, bases loaded, 2 down. Here's the stretch. Bedard looks in, ready, delivers. Fastball, and that's inside for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bedard has thrown 30 pitches. Here in the top half of the third, has recorded the 2 outs. Runners get their leads. Now the set. Here's the 1-1 on the way. Peralta with a swing and a foul back off-speed pitch. And the count is 1-2. Eric Bedard really teetering, but walking that tightrope here in the top half of the third. Now the crowd of about 26,000 plus getting behind the veteran left-hander to see if he can get out of this jam. Cabrera at third, Francisco on at second. Martinez the runner at first base with 2 outs. The set. And the 1-2 on the way to Johnny Peralta. Here she comes. Swing and a foul back behind the plate. And it's still a ball and 2 strikes. Eric with a new baseball from home plate umpire Dale Scott. Peralta steps back in, a right-handed hitter. The infield back on the left side. Here's the set. And again the Bedard 1-2 pitch to Johnny Peralta, and here she comes. Swing and a foul back. Trying to zip a fastball on by, and Peralta just underneath it, and it's still 1-2.
That's 33 pitches for him just this inning, and he's already up to 75.
That pitch count getting higher and higher and higher. He tried to slip a high fastball by Peralta. Fouled it away. Pitch number 76 coming up here to Johnny Peralta. Bases loaded, 2 down. Here's the stretch, and again the 1-2 offer. Curve swung on, lined into center field for a base hit. Cabrera will score. Francisco running third, and he's going to score. Up with the ball, Gutierrez gets the throw back into shortstop Ronnie Cedeno. So with 2 outs, Johnny Peralta with a single to center field drives in a couple, and the Indians lead it 2-0. That pitch was up enough where Peralta hit it hard right back through the middle. So Cabrera scores from third. Francisco from second. Down to second goes Victor Martinez. Peralta on at first base. Still 2 outs. And here's designated hitter Travis Hafner, who walked in the second. So the walks have come around to score here in the third. 2 runs, 1 hit. The set by Bedard, and the pitch to Hafner, and that is a strike called 0-1. Chris Jakubauskas, the right-hander, warming up down in the bullpen. So the Indians have been mighty patient and have taken advantage of the 4 walks in this game by Bedard. Here's the stretch and the pitch to Hafner, and that's outside for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Eric still trying to get that fastball down on the strike zone where he wants it. Throwing a lot of breaking pitches. Bedard looks in, has a sign from Johnson as the runners get their lead. Here's the pitch on the way, and that's high and outside with a fastball. Ball two. 2 balls and a strike. Bedard still trying to feel for that pitch. And it's just not there, not the fastball. 2-0 Indians on the 2-out 2-run single to center by Johnny Peralta. Bedard ready. Here's the set and the 2-1 offer. Curve, and it's a strike on the outside corner. 2-2. And that was the 80th pitch thrown by Eric Bedard. He threw 42 pitches in the first 2 innings. So 38 pitches for Bedard here in the top of the 3rd, and is still looking for the 3rd out. Cabrera and Francisco scoring on the 2-out single by Johnny Peralta. Bedard ready, and the 2-2 pitch. Fastball swing and a miss. Hafter goes down swinging. That will finally retire the side. 39 pitches thrown by Eric Bedard here in the top of the 3rd as the Indians get a couple and they leave 2. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. Our score, the Indians 2 and the Mariners nothing. Well, a long and laborious inning for Eric Bedard in the top of the 3rd. The Indians get a couple of runs out of it. They took advantage of 3 walks and that 2-out 2-run single by Johnny Peralta to lead 2-0. Bottom of the 3rd, and Ronnie Cedeno will lead it off, and he takes a fastball outside from Jeremy Sowers, ball 1. And the Indians left 2 stranded. Bedard threw 39 pitches in the top of the 3rd inning. Here's the windup and the pitch. Cedeno takes a strike, and it's 1-1. And Ronnie right here taking a look at some pitches after what Eric went through in the top of the 3rd. He needs a breather inside that first base dugout. Sowers ready, the windup and the 1-1 swing, and a high fly ball left field over toward the line. On the run is Shin-Soo Choo into foul territory, and he can't see it, and the ball winds up in the stands down the left field line. And that area where the stands kind of jut out toward the left field line, Shin-Soo Choo was running in the right area, but at the last second he couldn't find it and gave way to that wall. He had the sunglasses down, but still had trouble looking into that bright sunshine on this Saturday afternoon. 1-2 on Ronnie Cedeno. The wind and the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So 1 out for the Mariners, bottom of the 3rd. Say, check out the Mariners live game blog at mynorthwest.com. Leave your comments and questions for Matt Pittman and New York Vinny. We'll talk about it on the post game show. Mariners trying to get something going. They haven't hit the old pay station yet in this series. Shut out last night 9-0. Blanked in the first 2 innings this afternoon by Jeremy Sowers, who was just recalled to get this start from AAA Columbus. Here's Ichiro, the pitch, and it's a curve blowing outside for ball 1. Sowers, who was up and down with the Indians organization the last 4 years, same thing this year. This is the 3rd time he's been called up from AAA this season. The pitch, breaking ball, a strike, and Ichiro, and the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. His accumulative starts, he's gone 2-7 in the big leagues this year. Swinging a line drive into center field, coming up quickly, diving for the ball. Francisco in and out of his glove. He could not hang on. Ben Francisco came flying in, dove for it, had it, and then it's went right out of the webbing of his glove and onto the turf. Ichiro at first with a 1-out single. Ben Francisco gave it a good try, coming in and a little bit over to his left. Went into that dive, but then as the ball got to the glove, the left wrist rolled over and the ball came out of the webbing of his glove. So Ichiro has a base hit. He's on at first with 1 out, and that'll bring up first baseman Russell Branyan. The tie-in run is at the plate. The Indians in that zone defense. Here's the pitch on the way to Branyan. Tries to bunt, lays it down on the third base side, picked up by Sowers. The throw to first, and it's in time to get Branyan, who wasn't, of course, trying to sacrifice that. Was an attempt for a bunt base hit on the left side, but he got it too close toward the mound, and Jeremy Sowers got to it quickly. The throw to first to get Branyan. 2 outs in the inning, and on the play, Ichiro will get down to second base. He was bunting for a base hit. So he's out 1-3. And here's second baseman Jose Lopez. The Indians had the shift on. 3 infielders on the right side. The third baseman Peralta was playing shortstop. So here's Lopez. Ichiro on at second. Jose 0 for 1 is flied out to Francisco in center field. Sowers will look back at second. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, popped up behind home plate and out of play. This one into the crowd. 0-1 on Lopez. Mariners and the Indians tomorrow afternoon. Game time 1:10. Manager Don Wakamatsu will make an announcement after the game who's going to start, but Jason Vargas was held out of his start this evening down at Tacoma. Cliff Lee, we know, will get the start tomorrow for the Indians. Here's the set. And the 0-1 pitch. Lopez takes low and outside. Ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. But we heard before the ball game, and there's rumors flying around all over the place right now as we approach the trade deadline in about 6 days, that the Indians possibly could make a trade with Tampa Bay for Cliff Lee. A lot of teams would certainly be interested in last year's American League Cy Young Award winner. Here is the set and the 1-1 pitch. That's inside. Ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Ichiro at second with 2 outs. Nice crowd this afternoon. A lot going on here in Seattle. Soccer across the way at Quest Field. Sounders playing the Chicago Fire. Mariners Indians here at Safeco. The set and the 2-1 pitch to Lopez. Swung on, line drive, caught at third by Johnny Peralta with a long reach to his right, and that will retire the side. No runs, a hit, and a man left on after 3 innings of play here at Safeco Field. Indians lead 2-0. We'll be back after this word from Cadillac. Visit your Northwest Cadillac dealer today. Well, we go to the top half of the fourth inning on this beautiful Saturday afternoon here in Seattle. The Indians are leading by a score of 2-0. And we're going to have a new pitcher. Right-hander Chris Jakubowskis will take over in relief. Eric Bedard threw a ton of pitches, 81 pitches in only 3 innings. He threw 39 pitches in the top half of the third. We go to the fourth, 2-0 Tribe. For the play-by-play, here's Dave.
He basically pitched himself out of this ball game in 3 innings with all the chunks that he threw to the plate as Ryan Garko steps in and leads it off here in the fourth inning. And Jakubowskis' delivery fouled high off to the right and back into the stands. So our Sterling saving score is 2-0 Cleveland. He ended up walking the bases full in the third, then paid the price as he hung a breaking ball to Peralta, who laced it into center field for the 2 RBI single. That next delivery is a strike at the knees, and the count 0-2 on Ryan Garko. Chris Jimenez to follow, and then Luis Valbuena, the pitch. Foul, I beg your pardon, hammered into the hole on the right side and on into right field. So swinging a little late was Garko, but just enough to get it into right field between Lopez and Branyan. So Garko has himself a leadoff single here in the fourth. And Chris Jimenez will be the hitter. Hit a ground ball to third. The Indians in a romp last night, 9-0. Looking to get even on the year with the Mariners. The Mariners took 3 of 4 in Cleveland last weekend. Here comes the Jakubowskis pitch. High fly ball bolted deep to left field, and just like that, it's 5-0. That right up in the eyes of Chris Jimenez, his 3rd home run of the year. Little doubt about it. So Jakubowskis comes in, has gotten nobody out in the first 2 hitters that he has faced, and the Indians now beginning to move away. I said 5-0. I'm at 4-0. 2-run home run, 4-0 in favor of the Cleveland Indians. And Luis Valbuena will be the hitter. And the pitch to Valbuena, high and outside. Ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes the count. And Jakubowskis' next pitch. That's low. So Jakubowskis struggling a little bit here. Here's the next pitch on the way. And that is taken for a Steve Reich right at the knees. Asdrubal Cabrera is next. And the pitch. Swing and a high pop-up coming right back to our left and into the stands over the screen. A ball, 2 strikes the count. I beg your pardon, 2-2 the count. 2-2 the count on Valbuena. And now the 2-2 pitch on the way. Swinging the ground ball toward the hole, but right there to move a step to his left is Hanahan. And the Mariner third baseman throws him out. 1 down. In 1852, people depended on a Wells Fargo stagecoach to protect and deliver their valuables. Wells Fargo has remained that trusted source, continuing to provide peace of mind for future generations. Wells Fargo Bank, together we'll go far. Cabral walked and scored last inning. He also hit a fly ball to right. Jakubowskis' pitch. And that is a strike on the outside corner. Last night the Indians brought out the long artillery also. They had 4 home runs. The pitch, and this is a strike call this time by Dale Scott. 0-2. And the pitch. And that's down low with the breaking ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Angels trailing 2-0. Well, guess what? They've come back with 3. And they lead Minnesota 3-2 now in the fourth. And the 1-2 pitch on the way. That's too high and outside. 2-2. They are relentless. Just unbelievable. The Angels have won 7 in a row. And the pitch down low and inside. 3-2. And now the wind and the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a fly ball hit into deep right center field. That baby's going to get down out there too and take a hop and go back into the stands out there for a ground rule double. So Cabrera bounces one into the center field bleachers for a ground rule double, and they continue to touch up Chris Jakubowskis. A single, a home run, and a double. Only one man out, and Ben Francisco will be the hitter.
It's all about location. That pitch was up, and the Indians know what to do with that pitch in this series. As you mentioned, the 4 home runs in last night's ball game, but that ball was up in the strike zone. Cabrera hit it well way back there in right center field.
So Cabrera's pretty good lead out at second. The pitch to Francisco swung on, popped up into shallow right field, just barely on the outfield grass is Branyan to make the catch. So 2 down, and Shin-Soo Choo, the hitter, he's doubled, and he has struck out. In the National League, as we check our Northwest Chevy Dealers scoreboard, final, the Cubs knocked off Cincinnati 5-3, and the Phillies are leading the Cardinals 3-1. A ball game in the 4th inning. Only 2 games in which to report in the National League so far. Here's the pitch to Choo, and it's down low and outside. Ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Oakland scored 6 in the 7th inning and beat the Yankees 6-3 today in New York. The 1-0 pitch on the way. Choo takes very high and outside, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Tampa Bay scored 1 in the 12th. And in the bottom of the 12th, they have a 10-9 lead over Toronto. Jakubowskis, the 2-0 pitch to Choo on the way. And that's very high and outside, ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. The dangerous Victor Martinez is on deck. Chris with the 3-0 pitch now. And Choo, green lighted, man, he took a hack and he got a good pitch to drive, but just fouled it right back against the screen. So they're letting the Indians swing 3-0 today.
Second time already, Dave, in the last couple of innings. Victor Martinez had the green light, 3-0 in the 3rd.
Chris with the 3-1 pitch to Choo now. And a swing and a ground ball foul. Up the first baseline. Count is full. 3-2. Detroit trying to make it 3 in a row over the White Sox in their series. Leading Chicago 2-1 in the 5th at Comerica Park. Jakubowskis, the payoff delivery to Shin-Soo Choo. Swung on, ground ball hit to shortstop. Right there's Cedeno. The throw high. The tag not in time. And almost a throw back to third. No throw. As the throw by Cedeno pulled Branyan off the bag. Branyan came down with a baseball and then faked a throw to third base but didn't go over there. So Cabrera's over at third. And Choo is at first base on the error.
Ronnie Cedeno saw Choo getting up that line quickly, so it was just a rapid-fire throw by Cedeno. As soon as he got it, no crow hop. He just let the throw fly. It was high, and Branyan thought he could go up in the air and come down with it, try to get the tag on the shoulder, but he just missed Choo. Raced on by.
And here's Victor Martinez. So the Mariners, a sloppy game up to this point. Here comes Jakubowski's pitch to Victor. That is a strike at the knees. 0-1. Just a hint of a breeze out there as we look at the flag. Out to the west at only 4 miles an hour. The 0-1 pitch on the way. Victor takes too far inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Indians with their ace going tomorrow. Mariners have not made A decision. Well, they made a decision, but they're not going to tell us till after the game. Everybody's saying it's going to be Vargas. The 1-1 pitch, and that is strike 2 called. A good fastball on the inside corner. 1-2. So far, a 25 pitch inning for Jakubowskis. Here comes the 1-2 pitch now, and it's down low. Ball 2, 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. And the pitchers have already thrown 107 pitches. And we're 2 outs into the 4th inning in this game. And Jakubowskis with the runners at the corners, the 2-2 pitch, and that's way outside. Ball 3. 3-2 the count. Now Shu will take off. Johnny Peralta, who drove in 2 with a base hit last inning, is on deck. And Chris with the 3-2 delivery on the way. Swung on, ground ball toward the hole, through on the left side for a base hit. So that's going to pick up Cabrera. And just like that, it is 5-0 in favor of the Tribe. Victor Martinez punches one into the hole to pick up his 64th RBI. And Johnny Peralta is the 8th man to come to the plate here in the 4th inning. And Rick Adair wearing a path out from the Mariner bullpen to the mound this afternoon, out to talk to Jakubowskis.
Dave, the defense has been out there way too long early in this ball game. 81 pitches thrown by Bedard in his 3 innings of work, and now 28 more by Chris Jakubowskis here in the top half of the 4th inning. Rick Adair going out, giving Jakubowskis just a little bit of a breather. They need for Jakubowskis to get deeper in this ball game to try to save the bullpen and give the Mariners a chance at least to try to come back in this game.
Yeah, they've got to stop the bleeding, though. It's 5-0 already. And the Mariners, as you know, have been having all kinds of problems scoring runs, at least crooked number runs. Pitching has carried them so far, this far. Johnny Peralta, the hitter, and the Jakubowskis pitch to him. And the breaking ball is over, but it's high. Ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. And Chris back to the plate with a 1-0 now. And it's swung on. Little looper into right field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Around third, here comes Chu. The throw to the plate, not in time. And down to third goes Victor Martinez. It's 6-0. Peralta drives in his 3rd run. Victor Martinez goes to third. And now the Indians really beginning to pour it on as we pause for station identification on the Mariners Radio Network. A 4 spot so far for Cleveland. Here is Travis Hafner. And Jakubowskis' pitch on the way. That's high. Ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. And a 32 pitch inning for Jakubowskis. After a 39 pitch inning last inning by Bedard. Here's the pitch. And that's way high and outside. Ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. Right now he has no idea where he's throwing the ball. Runners at first and third. Chris with the 2-0 pitch to Hafner on the way. Swung on, foul back into the stands. Bedard gave up only 2 hits. but he walked 4. Struck out 6. Now the right-hander's 2-1 pitch on the way, and that's down low. 3-1. Five hits in the inning against Jakubowskis. And Chris with the 3-1 pitch now. Swung on, lined into center field. That's going to be enough air under it for Franklin Gutierrez to get there and make the catch. But another big inning for the Cleveland Indians as they score 4. And as we go to the bottom of the 4th, a lot of work to be done by the Mariners. They're now down 6-0. Well, our Sterling saving score is 6-0. The Indians leading the Mariners here in the 4th as Mike Sweeney will start it off for the M's. To be followed by Franklin Gutierrez and then Jack Hanahan. Jeremy Sowers with that nice lead sends the first pitch up to the plate high. Ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. A changeup to Mike Sweeney. Ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Sowers wears his socks high. And Jeremy his next pitch. And that changeup again at only 76 miles an hour. Misses down low and outside, ball 2. 2-0 the count. Sowers his 2-0 pitch. Fastball foul straight back this time. The ex-Commodore from Vanderbilt wearing number 45 on his back. And he comes back with a 2-1 pitch. Foul straight back. 86 mile an hour fastball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The count on Sweeney. And now Sowers getting set. Here comes the 2-2. And that's down low and outside this time. It's his best fastball, 89. Well, not really his best fastball. We've seen him throw 190 this afternoon, but that was 89. But not a real hard thrower. Time call by Sweeney as he steps away. Wants to re-prepare himself for the payoff pitch. The 3-2. Been 15 innings since the Mariners scored a run. Here's the pitch on the way. Swung on a high fly ball. Hit to left field. Down with the glasses is Shin Soo Choo. Still battling the sun, but he makes the catch out there. So 1 down. Salute to Kids Day tomorrow now, remember. All you kids 14 and under taking home a replica Ichiro road jersey, courtesy of Boeing. So bring the whole family out here. The afternoon's going to be all about the kids. You can visit mariners.com. Pitch to Franklin Gutierrez, and he takes down low and inside. He has one of only 2 Mariner hits. Line drive to right field. The other one, Ichiro, hit one off the glove of Ben Francisco. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. And a swing and a miss at a change. He has got a dandy of a change this afternoon, Jeremy Sowers. And the Sowers 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. That's his heater. 1-2. The Indians have scored 15 runs so far in the first 2 games of this series. Here comes the 1-2 pitch on the way. Swung on, line foul. Back into the stands. Down the left field line. Right over the Mariner ball girl down there. One and two. Franklin still got a little bit of a stiff neck. Here comes the 1-2 pitch on the way to him. Swung on, lined into left center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. And Chu gets over on it in a hurry. So Franklin Gutierrez, who was torn before crashing against the scoreboard in Detroit, continues to stay hot on his return. He has 2 base hits. And Jack Hanahan will be the hitter. Hanahan struck out in the second inning. And now the left-hander Sowers his pitch. And that breaking ball inside. I think there's a little bit of a love affair going on here in the Northwest between the fans and Franklin Gutierrez. Gutierrez coming back last night, given a standing ovation when he stepped up to the plate. Here comes the 1-0 pitch on the way, and a swing and a miss by Hanahan. A breaking ball. 1-1.
He's got his own fan club out there in straightaway center field. Some marriage proposals last night by some fans in the stands. And he's got a very, very popular fan base already.
And the 1-1 pitch on the way. And that fastball's inside. Ball 2. 2-1. Infield looking for a double play ball here from Hanahan. Sowers, the 2-1 pitch. Swung on, broken bat, little looper into center field for a base hit. Just enough juice behind it to get it into center field. And the Mariners with a couple on now with 1 down. And Rob Johnson will be the hitter. Rob walked in the second inning. The Mariners' 4th hit in the ball game. Rob steps away, takes a practice swing. The rookie, Michael Saunders, is on deck. And now the pitch on the way. And that's inside, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Pitch count not real crucial, but it's up to 56 for Sowers. And the 1-0 pitch now on the way. And that's down low. All of a sudden, the plate beginning to become a bit fuzzy to him now as he's falling behind a lot of hitters. Sowers is ready. And the 2-0 by the lefty on the way. And it's a strike this time right across the letters. 2-1. Sowers kind of a slinger out there, kind of walks into his pitch a little bit. Here comes the 2-1 on the way now. And a swing and a ground ball broken back down wide of third. So to second for one. Throw back to first. Not in time for the double play to get Johnson. Another broken bat. They get Hanahan. Gutierrez ends up at third. And here comes Michael Saunders. Saunders came up in the second inning with 2 on and 2 out. Finds himself in exactly the same situation here in the fourth. Popped up to shortstop. Hitting .310 with the Rainiers. Sowers is set. And a pitch to Saunders. Fastball too far inside. Ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. 6'4", 212-pounder. Slightly open stance. The 1-0 by Sowers now. Breaking ball swung on and a ground ball hit to second. Right there to take it is Valbuena. And he throws out Michael Saunders. And the Mariners will leave 2 stranded out there. So we go to the 5th inning of play. All Cleveland. Indians 6. Mariners nothing. Our Sterling savings scores 6-0. The Indians leading it as we move into the 5th inning of play. And here's Ryan Garco to start off and sending a line drive on the first pitch right to Cedeno, the shortstop. So 1 away. And Chris Jimenez hit the home run to left field for the quick 2 runs last inning of Jakubauskas. Will step up to the plate. We hope you're going to mark your calendar for the Mariners-Rays game on Friday, August the 7th. That's the 5th and final bobblehead night of the year. Here's the pitch. And that's a Steerike on the inside corner. 0-1 the count. First 20,000 fans receiving a unique collectible of Mariners great Ken Griffey Jr. The pitch. Too far inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. That bobble courtesy of FSN. For tickets, you can visit mariners.com. And the pitch. Hit down the right field line. A fair ball sliced into right field just over Branyan. A wide turn at first, and Jimenez has his second hit. 1 on, 1 down. And Luis Valbuena will be the hitter. Valbuena struck out. He also hit a ground ball to third. That is the 6th hit. Off Jakubowskis, and the delivery on the way. And that's down low. 1 ball and no strikes to count. Now the right-hander is set. And the 1-0 pitch on the way. That is a strike down the middle. Farmers Insurance has been our sponsor, Low, since 1977. Nice to have John Taylor here. John from Vancouver, Washington, welcome. Nice to have you with us. Thanks for all your loyalty over the years. Here's the pitch to Valbuena, and it's hit foul down the right field line back into the stands. So the count of ball and 2 strikes. On Valbuena with Astroval Cabrera due next. What an afternoon. 72 delicious degrees on this Saturday. They'll throw to first base, and Jimenez is back. Valbuena hitting .217 as he's up there. And the pitch to him. Swing and a foul at the plate. That got the umpire. That got Dale Scott. That'll hobble him a little bit. Not exactly sure where it got him, but he almost went to his knees. And he'll walk the new baseball out toward the mound and get on some of that soft grass before he comes back onto that hard dirt with his head bowed a little bit.
Right inside his right thigh. Remember the old days when the umpires had that outside balloon protector? Yep. Not anymore.
Now the right-hander is set, and the 1-2 pitch on the way, and a swing and a line drive into left field, and moving over, getting his first chance is Michael Saunders to make the putout. Big guy with a long gait, got over there in plenty of time. So 2 away. And Cabrera will be the hitter. He scored a couple of runs. He's doubled. He's walked. He's hit a fly ball to right field. Jakubowskis his pitch to Cabrera. Over but high. Ball 1. Attendance has not been announced, but probably 28,000 fans here on this beautiful afternoon. Here comes the 1-0 now on the way by Chris instead of throw over to first base. Spinning his wheels, getting back to the bag is Chris Jimenez. Long way to go in this one. We're only in the 5th. And the 1-0 pitch on the way. That's too high. 2 balls and no strikes. Left-hander up and throwing in the Mariner bullpen. And that's nobody but Garrett Olson. Here's the pitch on the way. And a swing and a high pop back and out of play. Olson, before he got into that starting role, was working out of the bullpen and was very effective. And now, after a couple of rocky starts, he's back in the bullpen. And now the 2-1 pitch by Jakubowskis, way outside. Ball 3. Three and 1 the count on Cabrera. And the stretch. The 3-1 pitch. Cabrera swings and fouls it straight back against the screen. Full count. Branyan kind of kicking and smoothing out the dirt over at first base. Will back up and allow Jimenez a lane to run on this pitch with the count 3-2. He goes in the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a foul straight back. On the high fastball that time. 91-mile-an-hour fastball from the 30-year-old rookie, Chris Jakabauskas. And the 3-2 delivery again. The runner goes. Swung on and hit deep down the right field line. Hooking at the foul pole. Foul. Foul by about 10 or 15 feet. So already down to third base. Cutting across the diamond, Peralta will get, Jimenez will get back to the bag at first. And the pitch swung on and a high fly ball hit deep to right field. That baby's going to fly away. It is 8-0 Cleveland. So Asdrubal Cabrera has a home run, a double. He picks up 2 RBIs to give him 38. As Jimenez scores in front of him. Second home run given up now by Jakabauskas. And the Indians are putting a lot of torture on the Mariners in the first 2 games of this series. Last night it was 9-0. It is now 7-0. Actually 8-0. I beg your pardon, 8-0. And now some words between Ben Francisco and the pitcher. Jakabauskas, apparently, was he hit?
Hit by pitch, yeah.
All right.
And the home plate umpire, Dale Scott, is ushering Francisco up that first base line. And now the guys in the bullpen are coming in toward the infield. Both benches empty. The umpires are waving the relievers back, saying, fellas, go back where you came from. The umpires are in the middle of the field trying to separate the 2 teams. Francisco hit by a pitch right after that 2-run home run by Cabrera. Second home run by the Indians this afternoon. They had the 4 home runs last night. And on the very first pitch, Jakabauskas coming up and in. It got Francisco right on the back. Jakabauskas said, give me the ball back, give me the ball back. But Francisco started to go out toward the mound, but then that's when Rob Johnson was there to get in front of Francisco, along with home plate umpire Dale Scott.
Good job by Scott also. Right now, we're going to have a change in pitchers here. Yeah. We're going to have a change in pitchers as Olsen will come in, and we'll be right back after this word from the Dairy Farmers of Washington. Up 8-0 here in the fifth inning. The Angels are winning 9-2 down in Anaheim against Minnesota as they rolled a 9 spot in the fourth inning against the Twins. And the absolutely torrid Angels continue to pour it on. They have been unbelievable in the month of July. Shin-Soo Choo is the hitter. Choo has been aboard on an error, on a throwing error by Cedeno. Here's a pitch to him, swing and a miss on 1. He's also struck out. He's also doubled. So Jakubowski's a tough outing, giving up 6 runs in an inning and 2/3. The pitch, and that breaking ball is outside. The count, 1 ball, 1 strike. And Olsen is back in with the 1-1 pitch. Runner goes. Pitch is way outside off the glove of Johnson, all the way to the backstop of stolen base for Ben Francisco. His 11th. Two and 1 the count. Garrett Olson with a 2-1 pitch to Choo. On the way. And a swing and a foul at the plate this time. So it's still count is now 2-2. Mariners returning home from a very successful road trip, but all of a sudden running into a bunch of rampaging Indians here in the first 2 games of this series. The 2-2 pitch to Choo, and it's down low. Ball 3, 3-2 the count. And Garrett with the 3-2 delivery now to Choo. Swung on, ground ball hit to second. Moving over a couple of steps to his left is Lopez to take it and throw him out. But a 2-run home run from Cabrera. And as we go to the bottom half of the fifth, so far all Indians big. Indians 8, Mariners nothing. Going to lead it off here in the bottom of the fifth for the Mariners, a strikeout victim back in the 3rd inning. And Jeremy Sowers with that huge advantage of 8-0. The left-hander's pitch. And it's popped up. Backing out of play. into the stands. On 1 the count. Our Sterling savings score that 8-0 advantage for the Tribe. Tribe left to Toronto with a win. And now winning yesterday and now today. So they've got a little bit of a roll going for themselves. The next pitch misses outside. So the count of the ball and a strike on Cedeno. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Bad pitch to swing at. That time, fastball 87 miles an hour high out of the strike zone. 1-2 the count. And Sowers his 1-2 pitch. Swinging a ground ball hit to third. Backhanded there by Peralta. And he throws low and it's by the first baseman Garco. And it goes over toward and into the stands. So that may be an error all the way. Could be 1-1, but I think it's an error. E5 all the way. 2-base error by Peralta. And Ichiro will be the hitter. Time for the Farmers Friendly Review. In life, things happen. Are you ready? We'll get to know a Farmers agent today. Call 800-FARMERS or visit farmers.com because ready feels good. The Indians were ready. Eric Bedard threw 81 pitches in 3 innings and had to leave after his 3 innings of work. All the way struck out 6. He did walk 4. Here's the pitch. And Ichiro bunts the ball foul down the third baseline. On 1 to count. And then Jakubowskis came in. Had a very bad 4th inning when he gave up 5 hits, 4 runs. And then gave up a 2-run home run to Cabrera in the 5th. So Jakubowskis gave up 6 runs in an inning and 2/3. Here's the pitch on the way. And it's way outside to Ichiro. 1 ball, 1 strike. Sauer's pitch count is 65. And Jeremy with a 1-1 pitch to Ichiro now. And the fastball, Steve Reich is called. 1-2. Ichiro had that line drive that Francisco dived for, had, and then dropped when he hit the ground out in center field in the 3rd. 1-2. And the 1-2 pitch to Ichiro on the way. Swung on, ground ball hit to shortstop. And there to take it is Cabrera's throw to first in time, with Ronnie Cedeno moving down to third base. And Russell Branyan will be the hitter. Russell has struck out, and he tried to bunt himself aboard with a shift on, as it is now. And it was originally given a sacrifice, but I knew that was going to be changed. Here comes the stretch. And the pitch to him, and the breaking ball's way outside. Ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes with Ichiro at first base. Ichiro did go to second on the bunt, but he wasn't bunting to sacrifice. He was bunting to get himself a base hit and to get some runners on. And they changed the sacrifice to just a bunt. The pitch swung on, and a towering shot on the infield. Coming up on the skin portion out there is the shortstop to make the catch. Asdrubal Cabrera. 2 down. Here in the 5th inning. And Jose Lopez will be the hitter. Lopez has gone 0 for 2. And Sowers his pitch on the way. And that fastball, strike call on 1 to count. Nine hits for the Tribe 7 of those coming against Jacobowskis. Here's the 0-1 on the way now. Swinging a ground ball down the third baseline, foul. Lopez. He got a couple of strikes on it. 4 to 6 runs. Charged to Jacobowskis earned. The other 2 unearned because of the error by Cedeno. Sauer's ready, and the 0-2 pitch on the way now. And it's swung on a high pop-up. Hit on the infield again, and right there is the second baseman to make the catch easily for out number 3, Valbuena. And Lopez is gone at 17 innings in a row in which the Mariners have not scored. So we go to the 6th inning of play. Cleveland 8, the Mariners nothing. We go to the 6th inning of play. Cleveland leading the Mariners 8-0. And for the play, here's Rick.
All right, thank you, Dave. And that's our Sterling saving score. All Indians this afternoon, like it was last night. Victor Martinez leading off the 6th inning for Cleveland. A swing and a pop-up. Shallow right field, down the line, foul territory. Some room for Branyan. Russell is there in the warning track and makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 away. Garrett Olson on in relief. He got the final out for Chris Jacobowskis in the top half of the 5th inning when the Indians added 2 more on a 2-run home run by Asdrubal Cabrera. Here is third baseman Johnny Peralta. 3 hits last night and 2 more this afternoon, and 3 runs batted in. Here's the pitch, and it's inside. Ball 1. He's 2 for 3. Olson ready. Here's the windup and the 1-0 pitch. Fastball swing and a fly ball right center, shallow, coming in. Ichiro is there, and he makes the catch for out number 2. So quickly 2 down. Save for the finest craftsmanship, great neighborhoods, and the lowest interest rates and best home prices in years. Leave it to Burnstead. Go to BURNSTAD.com. Burnstead.com. 8-0 Indians. Top half of the 6th. Cleveland 2 runs in the 3rd off starter Eric Bedard. They added 4 in the 4th against Chris Jacobowskis, then 2 more in the 5th. Bedard started the ball game, lasted only 3 innings and threw 81 pitches. Here's designated hitter Travis Hafner. He takes a strike on the outside corner. 0-1. Hafner, who had a home run last night, going 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs, is 0 for 2 this afternoon. The next pitch, fastball off the glove of the catcher Rob Johnson. Back to the backstop, and it's 1-1. Mariners just haven't been able to get anything going offensively against the Indians, and the pitching hasn't been there either in the first 2 games of this 3-game series. And tomorrow they're going to take a look at last year's American League Cy Young Award winner Cliff Lee, who beat the Mariners 4-1 back in Cleveland. The windup and the 1-1 to Hafner, and it's up and in. Ball 2, 2 balls and a strike. Nice warm Saturday afternoon. One of the vendors peddling ice cold lemonade down in the stands here at Safeco Field. Here's the windup and the 2-1 pitch. Swung on, ground ball fair. Past the bag at first, down the right field line and toward the corner. Hafner digging for second. Eacher up with the ball. The throw in will be cut off by Jose Lopez. Travis Hafner with a 2-out double here in the top half of the 6th. That was a 1-hop rocket that skipped on by to the left of Russell Branyan at first base, and then down the right field line. So Hafner on at second with 2 down, and here's first baseman Ryan Garco. Garco lined out to Cedeno at shortstop his last time up. He has singled and scored and struck out. 1 for 3. Cleveland 8 runs on 10 base hits. They lead 8-0. Here's a stretch by Olson. He delivers way outside and off the glove of catcher Rob Johnson. The ball all the way to the backstop. Down to third goes Hafner, and that is going to be a pass ball. Robbie having a rough time on a couple of pitches, last few pitches here in the 6th inning. And now time is called. Johnson goes out to have a talk with Olson. May have been just crossed up by Garrett. They're going to call that a wild pitch. So on at third base is Hafner with 2 outs, and the count is 1-0 on Garco. The stretch and the next pitch, that's up and away, ball 2.
How about you they change that? How about you they change that to a pass ball?
That's what I thought at first. The infield is back with 2 outs. Hafner lead at third. The pitch to Garco, swing and a soft line drive foul on the first base side as the count is now 2-1. Garco 2 for 4 last night with a home run. Here's the stretch and the 2-1 pitch. That's low and inside, ball 3. 3-1. Tampa Bay and Toronto this afternoon. Rays win by a score of 10-9. Oakland winning in New York by a score of 6-4. Scores brought to you by your Northwest Chevy dealers. 3-1 pitch, swung on, popped up and out of play. Behind the plate, full count on Garco. Chicago now leading the Tigers 3-2. That game is in the bottom of the 7th inning in Detroit. Tigers taking both ends of a doubleheader yesterday to have a 2-game lead over the White Sox in the American League Central. Here's the stretch and the 3-2 to Garco. Swing and a drive deep to left field. Going back, and this one is gone. Goodbye baseball. To the back of the Cleveland Indians bullpen, Ryan Garco, a home run last night, and now a 2-run line shot home run this afternoon. And the Indians move out to a 10-0 lead here in the top half of the 6th. No doubt about it. Line drive, 2-out, 2-run home run by Ryan Garco here in the 6th inning. His 11th home run of the season. So 2 runs for the Tribe here in the 6th. They now lead at 10-0.
And 7 home runs in the last game and a half.
Exactly. Only in the 6th inning. Pitch on the way to Jimenez, and Chris takes low and inside. Ball 1. Jimenez hit a home run, a 2-run drive in the 4th inning. So the 4 home runs last night, 3 home runs already this afternoon for Cleveland. They have been on a home run tear. Here's the windup and the 1-0 pitch. Jimenez with a swing and a fly ball deep to left center field. Saunders going back to the warning track, and Michael is there to make the catch for out number 3. But the Indians add 2 more as we go to the bottom half of the 6th after 5.5. Indians lead 10-0. Ball cut out and missed, and it's 0-1. Sowers has given up only 4 base hits. He hasn't given up a run. Mariners have had some chances. 2 on in the second, couldn't score. 1 in the third, 2 left on in the fourth, and 1 in the fifth. There's the pitch to Sweeney. Mike takes a look inside. Ball 1, 1-1. Cleveland now with 10 runs on 11 base hits. Mariners no runs, only 4. The windup and the 1-1 to Sweeney. Swinging a broken bat ground ball right to the second baseman. Down on one knee, Valbuena has it, gets up, throws the first in time to get Sweeney 1 away. Say the second singles night of the year is all set for Saturday, August the 8th, when the Mariners and the Tampa Bay Rays face off. Your ticket includes a seat in the singles night section, admission to the pregame party, and your first beverage. For tickets to singles night, visit Mariners.com/singles. Here's center fielder Franklin Gutierrez, who has 2 of the Mariners' 4 base hits, 2 singles. He's 2 for 2. The line of the pitch by Sowers is inside. Ball 1. Mariners making a couple of moves in the last few days. Yesterday they called up Ryan Rowland-Smith to get the start last night against Cleveland. Here is the pitch, and it's a strike on Gutierrez. 1 ball and 1 strike to make room for Rowland-Smith. The Mariners have designated for assignment Roy Corcoran. That was yesterday. And then today the Mariners have called up outfielder Michael Saunders, making his major league debut. Here's the pitch, high and away on Gutierrez. Ball 2, 2-1. So to make room for Saunders, the Mariners have designated for assignment outfielder Vladimir Valentin. And the Mariners more than likely will have to make another move tomorrow if it's going to be Vargas to get that start in game 3 against Cleveland. The pitch, swing and a foul back by Gutierrez, and a fan makes a nice catch down below. As the count goes to 2-2 on Franklin Gutierrez. Jeremy Sowers, his first start back with Columbus, but he's been up and down 3 times this year. But he was just recalled to get this start. Here's the windup and the 2-2. Gutierrez takes low and inside. Ball 3, full count. In his last 5 starts in July at AAA Columbus, Sowers was 2-1 with a 2.08 ERA. Center fielder Ben Francisco shaded a little bit toward right center. Gutierrez 1 foot in the batter's box, 1 out. Now he steps back in with both feet ready. Here's the windup and the 3-2 pitch to him, swung on, ground ball, foul. Third base side, right in front of the Indians dugout. Still 3-2. Indians starting center fielder Grady Sizemore having the day off so far with Francisco out there in center field. Grady's been bothered by that very sore left elbow. Still trying to play through it. Talented kid out of Everett, Washington. Here's the pitch, and it's up high with a fastball. Ball 4, so Gutierrez walks. That's the second walk given up by Jeremy Sowers. 1 on, 1 away. Bottom half of the 6th inning, the Indians lead by a score of 10-0. 10 runs on 11 hits and 3 more home runs this afternoon after hitting 4 last night. Here's Jack Hanahan. Hanahan 1 for 2 with a base hit, a single in the 4th. The stretch and the pitch. Curveball is up and in. Ball 1. Sowers doesn't throw that hard. His fastball can get up to 89, 90 miles an hour. He's got that slow breaking ball and a changeup. You got a lot of room on the right side of the infield for your left-handed hitter. Here's the pitch, swung on, popped up right side. Coming down the first base line is Garco, and the Cleveland first baseman Ryan Garco. He makes the catch. 2 outs in the inning. About 20 feet over into foul territory, halfway up the line to at home plate. Garco makes the catch. So 1 on, 2 away for catcher Rob Johnson. Johnson has walked and was safe on a fielder's choice. He's been aboard twice, but he's 0 for 1 on the day. Takes a practice swing and now steps in to face Sowers. Robbie has hit safely in 7 of his last 8 games. Gutierrez again a lead at first base. The stretch and the pitch on the way. Swing and a pop-up foul and out of play behind home plate. 0-1 on Johnson. Mariners have had a runner as far as third base just twice on the day. But stranding Gutierrez at third in the fourth and Cedeno at third base in the fifth. Here's the stretch. And the 0-1 pitch to Johnson. It's low. Ball 1, 1-1. Gutierrez again a lead. Here's the stretch and the 1-1 pitch on the way. Johnson takes high. Ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. A little bit of a breeze blowing out toward left center field. Game time temperature, a beautiful 72 degrees here in Seattle. Supposed to warm up here for the next few days into the 90s. The stretch and the 2-1 pitch, swinging a pop up out of play on the first base side into the crowd. 2-2. So if you're making your plans to come on downtown tonight for the Torchlight Parade, take your time. The crowd will be letting out here after this ball game. The soccer game was taking place across the way at 12 noon. That's when that game started. Pat O'Day throwing out the ceremonial first pitch. Longtime announcer here in Seattle will be the Grand Marshal for the Torchlight Parade. Here's a swing and a pop-up out of play on the first base side. And it's still 2-2 on Rob Johnson. On deck is left fielder Michael Saunders, just up from the minor leagues, making his major league debut this afternoon. Here's the stretch and again the 2-2 pitch. Johnson a swing and a pop-up on a play again on the first base side. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mariners and the Indians will wind down the 3-game series tomorrow afternoon. Game time is 1:10, and then the Toronto Blue Jays come to town. And yes, Roy Halladay is scheduled to pitch in that 3-game series. Next offer on the way, swinging a bouncing ball back up the middle, off to his right as Valbuena tosses the ball right out of his glove to the shortstop, covering second. Cabrera has it with a force at second on Franklin Gutierrez, and that will retire the side. Nicely done by Luis Valbuena. After 6 innings of play, the Indians lead it 10-0. Second baseman Luis Valbuena leading off the top half of the 7th inning for the Indians, and he takes a look at ball 1 from Garrett Olson. The Indians lead by a score of 10-0. 10 runs on 11 hits, 3 home runs. Also the windup and the pitch. Fastball just outside at the knees. Not by much. Ball 2. Valbuena, the ex-Mariner, 0 for 3 this afternoon with a strikeout. He's bounced to third and lined out to left. Swinging a foul out of play down the left field side, and it's 2-1. Valbuena was involved in that big 3-team trade that Jack Sorensic pulled off along with the Indians and the Mets in early November of last year. Here's the pitch, and it's outside. Ball 3, 3-1. That was the deal where the Mariners acquired a number of players from the Mets as the Mets traded away the Mariners traded away J.J. Putsch, Sean Green. Here's a swing and a line drive, base hit into right field. Up with the ball is Ichiro. Valbuena with a leadoff single here in the top half of the 7th. And also Jeremy Reed going to the Mets. The Mariners acquired Andy Chavez, Aaron Heilman in that deal, Mike Carmen, some minor leaguers as well, Ezekiel Carrera and Mikael Cleto, young man, 19 years of age, he throws about 95. Here is Asdrubal Cabrera, the shortstop and the leadoff hitter this afternoon. The stretch and the pitch. Fastball for a strike, 0-1. Mariners acquired those players from the Mets, along with Franklin Gutierrez, who came over by way of Cleveland. Here is the stretch and the pitch. Cabrera swinging a ground ball down the third base line, foul, and the count is 0-2. The Indians acquired Joe Smith from the Mets in that same deal, and acquired Valbuena from the Mariners in that trade. Cabrera 2 for 3 with a double and a home run. 3 runs scored and 2 runs batted in. The pitch, swinging a ground ball, pulled foul again past third base coach Joel Skinner, and it's still 0-2. Stations along the line. We're going to pause for an ID after we take a look at Cabrera. Switch hitter, batting right-handed to the right side, hitting .255, left-handed .318. The pitch by Olson, swinging a foul out of play behind the plate, and it's still 0-2. We are in the top half of the 7th inning here at Safeco Field. All Indians, they lead 10-0. Valbuena lead at first base, nobody out. Here's the set, and again the 0-2 to Cabrera, swinging a ground ball, pulled foul on the third base side again. Still 0-2. Cabrera's been at shortstop and at second base over the last couple of years, but now he's settled in at shortstop and doing very, very well. Here's the stretch, again the 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. So 1 out for the Indians here in the top half of the 7th inning. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Mariners Radio Network. Here's center fielder Ben Francisco, and he takes a Garrett Olson pitch outside for ball 1. Francisco last time up hit by a pitch from Chris Jakubowskis and took exception to it. He started toward the mound before being corralled by Robbie Johnson. Here's the pitch low and inside for ball 2, 2-0, and Robbie just kind of made sure that Francisco was just ushered along the first base line, keep away from Jakubowskis. The home plate umpire Dale Scott also handled the situation very well, as did the other 3 umpires. Here's the 2-0 pitch, and it's up and in, ball 3, 3-0 now on Francisco. Got a kick out of, when there's a situation like that, both benches start to empty. Then you see all the guys in the bullpen come in, they run in together. And then the umpires kind of just waved at the relievers, just go on back. They stopped and went back. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's a strike on Francisco, 3-1. It was the power of the wave. But all the relievers were running in as they got to the infield dirt. Dale Scott, home plate umpire, just put up his hand and said, stop right there. Go back. The set by Olson and the 3-1. Francisco is swinging a ground ball out near second. Up with the ball is Lopez standing on the bag. He's got it for the force on Valbuena. The throw to first in time, double play as they get Francisco at first. 4 unassisted double play. They get Valbuena, and Lopez gets Francisco. We go to the bottom of the 7th hour score. The Indians 10 and the Mariners nothing. Well, we go to the bottom half of the 7th inning. The Indians lead by a score of 10-0, and rookie left fielder Michael Saunders leads it off, making his major league debut. That's our Sterling savings score. Cleveland 10, the Mariners nothing. The pitch to him is a strike, and the count is 0-1. Saunders 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Here's the pitch by Sowers, and he delivers inside, ball one. 1 ball and 1 strike. Michael Saunders, first game of the big leagues from Victoria, British Columbia. The pitch to him is outside, ball 2, 2-1. This afternoon's paid attendance 29,213. A beautiful Saturday afternoon. The windup and the pitch. Saunders a swing and a pop up into shallow left field. Coming in is Shin-Soo Choo, and he's there to make the catch, 1 away. So 1 down, and here's shortstop Ronnie Cedeno. Say enter the Northwest Dodge Dealers Pacific Amateur Golf Classic today. The largest amateur golf tournament in the West takes place in stunning Central Oregon, September the 26th through October the 1st. Visit PacAmGolf.com to register or for more information. 1 out. Here's Ronnie Cedeno. Ronnie is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Also safe on a 2-base throwing error by third baseman Johnny Peralta in the 5th inning. First pitch, a strike, 0-1. Sowers has pitched very, very well. His first start back from Columbus. AAA. The next pitch on the way, swinging a pop-up into shallow right field. Coming up is Jimenez. Chris Jimenez is there, and he makes the catch. 2 down. Mariners going very quietly this afternoon. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. A 10-0 Cleveland lead. Say only Verizon Fios gives you razor sharp TV internet with the fastest upload speeds available and crystal clear phone for 1 low price. Plus a free compact mini network. Just pay taxes, shipping, and handling. Get 1-888-GET-FIOS. This is Fios. This is big. And that's a train out there behind Safeco Field. Here's Ichiro, and Ichiro takes a look at a strike, 0-1. 18 consecutive scoreless innings for the Mariners. Shutout last night, 9-0. And a few scoreless innings at the end of the game a couple of days ago in Detroit. The next pitch to Ichiro is a breaking ball that misses, ball 1. 1-1. Ichiro has one of the few hits off of Jeremy Sowers today. A single to center field in the 3rd inning. Next pitch swung on, line drive, left field line, foul. Fans trying to get to it, but it's a foul ball down the left field line, and it's 1-2 on Ichiro, looking for another 200+ hit season, and he's going to get it. You know he will. He's on pace for 233 hits this year. That would make it 9 consecutive seasons with 200 or more base hits, and that would be another major league record for Ichiro. The 1-2 offer, swing and a slow roll to third. Charging is Peralta. He's got it on the run. The throw to first, and it's in time to get Ichiro for out number 3. Nice play by Indians third baseman Johnny Peralta, hustling in to make the play. We go to the top half of the 8th inning here at Safeco. It's the Indians 10 and Mariners It's the Indians 10 and the Mariners nothing. We go to the top half of the 8th inning here at Safeco, and here's Dave.
All right, Rick, and that is our Sterling saving score. Shin-Soo Choo steps up to the plate. The first pitch from Olson is a fastball that's cut on and missed. A strike on Choo. Had a double back in the first inning. A 4-run fourth inning. And a 2-run third inning, a 2-run fifth inning, a 2-run sixth inning. The pitch. And that fastball is high and outside, and it has been the Tribe power that has been devastating to the Mariners these last two games. The Olson 1-1 delivery on the way, and a swing and a ground ball sharply hit right to Branyan. He'll say, "I'll do it myself," and he does. Run it to the bag for the out on Choo. So one down. Victor Martinez, the hitter. You know, you can create your own Mariners collectible by using your favorite photos at the photo store on Mariners.com. In 3 easy steps, you can make your very own Mariners memory. Visit Mariners.com today. Here's Victor Martinez now. The Indian catcher has been aboard twice. He has 1 hit and an RBI, and pulls this one down the left field line foul back into the stands. The Angels were leading 9-2 over Minnesota. Minnesota trying to make a game out of it. It's 9-5 now in the 7th inning in Anaheim. Here comes Olson's next pitch on the way, and a swing and a soft line drive foul down the right field line, right where the tarp is rolled up. 0-2 on Victor Martinez with Johnny Peralta on deck. Victor with that fairly spread stance, and Olson is pitched to him. Swing and a miss, struck him out on a fastball. Obviously looking for something else. For Garrett Olson, that is his 2nd strikeout. And Peralta, who has a couple of base hits and 3 RBIs this afternoon, will be the hitter. Otherwise, you couldn't have asked for a better day. We're going to have a beautiful night for the Torchlight Parade tonight down 4th Avenue. A swing and a miss. 0-1 the count on Johnny Peralta. Now the next pitch on the way, and a breaking ball outside. Parade so unique to our community this time of the year. The Seafair people do a fabulous job. Here comes the 1-1 pitch on the way, and the breaking ball strike, a curve right on the outside corner. 1-2 the count. And the Hydros next weekend. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, went after a pitch over his head. So Peralta's down on strikes. A 1-2-3 8th inning here for Garrett Olson. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 10-0. As we go to the bottom of the 8th, Winston Abreu is going to take over on the hill now for Jeremy Sowers. He was just outstanding in his 7 innings of work, giving up only 4 hits, walking 2, striking out 2, throwing 97 pitches, did not give up a run. And Abreu, who was recently acquired from Tampa Bay on the 2nd of July, will now take over on the mound. The right-hander is going to be dealing to Russell Branyan, Jose Lopez, and Mike Sweeney in that order. Almost 30,000 here. 29,000 and change. 29,213. We've got room for you tomorrow. The kids get a run after around the bases. It'll be Kids Day tomorrow. After the game is over, here comes the pitch on the way to Russell, and a swing and a ground ball to the only man on the left side of the diamond. That would be the third baseman Peralta, and he throws him out. So 1 pitch, 1 down. And with 1 down, Jose Lopez will be the hitter. Lopez 0 for 3. 19 long innings since the Mariners scored a run. Here comes the Abreu pitch on the way now to Jose. And it's a breaking ball for a strike. 1-1 the count. Last time the Mariners scored a run was in the 6th inning on Thursday afternoon, Christmas Day, remember? Here's the pitch. And a breaking ball high and inside. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Christmas in July at Comerica. And now the right-hander back with the next pitch. And that's way high and outside. 2-1 on Lopez. Certainly a muted crowd. They haven't had anything to cheer about except the introduction of the new rookie, Michael Saunders, who's looking for his first hit. Breaking ball misses low this time. Ball 3. 3-1 on Jose Lopez. Abreu has not pitched that much nor that effectively for the Cleveland Indians since arriving on the scene. A swing and a foul at the plate. The count 3-2. This is only his 3rd appearance. He has an ERA of 33.75. He went up 7 hits, 6 runs, 5 earned runs, and the league getting 636 against him. 3-2. Here comes the 3-2 pitch on the way, and that's strike 3 called on the inside corner. Lopez knew it and walks away. A very slow windup by Dale Scott, but Lopez knew it and heads back to the Mariner dugout. And with 2 away, Mike Sweeney will be the hitter. Sweeney has hit a couple of ground balls to second and a fly ball to left field. We'll be with you again tomorrow now at noon. Mariners haven't named their starting pitcher. Most people think it's going to be left-hander Cliff Vargas. So another matchup of left-handers. Cliff Lee, amid the rumors he may be traded soon. Here comes the pitch on the way. And it's down low. Complete game winner against the Mariners in Cleveland. The only game that Cleveland won in that series. Then he went on up to Toronto and pitched a complete game victory up there. Here comes the 1-0 on the way. And that fastball is inside. Ball 2, 2-1. What do you think? Think Halliday's going to be traded?
J.P. Ricciardi has to be overwhelmed. I don't know if they want to spend all that money, but yeah, I think he is.
Think so?
I think so. I think they're working out a deal with Philadelphia for the right 4 prospects.
1-0 pitch is inside. Ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes to count. I'll tell you one thing. At their age, I'd rather have Felix Hernandez any day.
Oh, yeah.
Than Roy Halladay.
You better believe it. 23 years of age, Felix, what he's doing. His last 12 starts.
He'll be on display Monday night against Toronto. The 3-0 pitch on the way, and that fastball is inside. Ball 4. So Sweeney, a walk and Franklin Gutierrez has been on every time this afternoon. He's got a couple of base hits. He's got a walk. But the Mariners have had a runner as far as third base twice. Here's Franklin Gutierrez, but they haven't been able to get to the pay station. Here's the pitch to Franklin Gutierrez now by Winston Abreu, and that delivery is inside a little bit. Ball one. And ball on no strikes. A perfect game to give a youngster who's been really struggling a chance to get in some work in a blowout. And Eric Wedge doing that, allowing Winston Abreu to throw a couple of innings. And Abreu with a 1-0 pitch now on the way to Franklin. And that is too high. Ball two. 2 balls and no strikes to count. Abreu no record with Tampa Bay and 10.80 ERA. The pitch, and that's down low and inside. So the count 3-0. Abreu, most of his year at AAA Durham, where he was 3-0 with 10 saves and an outstanding earned run average of 1.41. Here comes the 3-0 delivery on the way now to Franklin, and it's taken down the middle. 3-1. The outfield in the sunshine. The folks here behind home plate down the left field line are in the shadow in the upper deck. In the shadow behind home plate. The 3-1 delivery on the way. And a swing and a high pop back and out of play. Into the shadow. And into the upper deck. Count is full, 3-2. Abreu walks out onto the grass, goes to his mount. Now comes back up on top. Winston just standing out there, now goes to his stretch. And Sweeney goes. A 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out on his slider. So here in the 8th, beat continues. That's 20 consecutive scoreless innings for the Mariners. They get a runner, but they leave him over at first base. We go to the 9th, 10-0. Cleveland. Well, the left-hander Garrett Olson's done a pretty good job since coming in the 5th inning. He made the one mistake to Garco, who hit it out, a 2-run home run. And here is Travis. This is not Travis Hafner.
Kelly Shopik.
This is Kelly Shopik pinch hitting for Travis Hafner. So the catcher Shopik pinch hitting. And the pitch on the way. And that fastball is a little bit inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the 1-1 delivery on the way. And a swing and a miss by Shopik. Ball, 2 strikes. There's Sterling saving the score. 10-0. The Tribe leading it. And now the Olson pitch on the way. Shopik takes down low as Garrett that time turned it over a little bit. He's thrown 50 pitches. 3 1/3 innings.
He's done his job.
Yeah, he does.
Giving the Mariners some innings, save the bullpen.
2-2 pitch on the way. A ground ball foul off the curveball over toward the Tribe dugout on the 3rd baseline. Shopik hitting 194. He's hit 7 home runs. And the pitch. Swing and a high pop. That's how to play off the first base side. As we pause for station identification on the Mariners Radio Network. The 2-2 pitch to Shopik is high. So the count has run out full. 3-2. What Garco do next? Garrett Olson, his payoff pitch on the way. And a swing and a foul off to the right. Again a souvenir back into the stands. On Northwest Chevy Dealer's scoreboard. All game down in Anaheim, 9-5 Angels. Moving into the 8th inning of play. And Olson is 3-2 again. Swung on, hit hard, foul. Down the 3rd baseline this time. As it hits the boards out there, goes out into fair territory with the Mariner ball girl will chase it down. Tampa Bay in a dozen innings knocked off Toronto 10-9. And earlier today, Oakland slowed down the Yankees 6-4. The pitch swung on and again fouled on the 3rd baseline. A catch by Fan, who leaned over and made the grab down there. And now the Olson payoff pitch all over again. And it's down low and in the dirt that time. So ball 4, leadoff base on balls to Shopik. And Ryan Garco will be the hitter. In the National League today, the Cubs beating Cincinnati 5-3 at Wrigley Field. Cubs only a game and a half back of the Cardinals. And the Cardinals are losing to the Phillies 8-5 in the bottom half of the 7th. Here's the pitch. Garco, a ground ball to shortstop. Right there, Cedeno goes to second for 1. Throw back to first, not quite in time. Lopez hung in there with Shopik bearing down on him, and a good play by Cedeno, who was in front of the bag and had to throw across his body, go back to second, and made a good throw.
Yeah, Ronnie had to hustle in, and you mentioned he was on the other side of the bag to try to get that toss over to Jose Lopez. Almost turned 2.
Very, very close. And with the 1 away, here's Chris Jimenez. Jimenez came in hitting only .214. He's hitting .239 now with his 2 hits. Here's the pitch. And the delivery's down low. His 2 hits. A 2-run home run and a single. And he scored 2 runs. And Olsen with a 1-0 pitch now on the way. And a swing and a hard ground ball. One hopper hit to third. Around the horn they go to second and the throw to first. And this time a very easy 5-4-3 double play. Here in the ninth, nothing doing. Fine job turned in by Mr. Olsen. 4 1/3 innings, giving up only the 2-run home run. Go to the bottom half of the ninth. Cleveland 10, Mariners nothing. Jack Hanahan leads it off here in the bottom of the ninth against Winston Abreu, and Abreu nails him in the back. And that's a warning. He's thrown out of the ball game. Not only a warning, he's been given the heave-ho by Dale Scott. First pitch to Hanahan, and obviously an answer to the earlier incident in the ball game. An early incident in the ball game when Mr. Jakubowskis, there he goes. I think that was rather evident. You don't do that in an inning with the first pitch of the ball game in a 10-0 ball game.
No, and home plate umpire Dale Scott knew it as well. He didn't hesitate. He threw Abreu out of the game instantly. Manager Eric Wedge out to the mound to get an explanation from Scott, and Dale said, "Hey, listen, you know he did it. I know he did it. Blah blah blah." He's gone, and I think Eric Wedge has been thrown out. He's got to go too with the pitcher. He's got to go too. So they need a new manager. He'll take the lineup card and give it to his bench coach, and they need a new pitcher.
After the home run by Cabrera in the 5th inning, the first pitch to Ben Francisco nailed him, and for a moment thought we were going to have a melee. As Francisco started out to the mound, Rob Johnson stepped between them. The home plate umpire Dale Scott, both of them escorted him up to first baseline. A lot of rhetoric between the mound and Francisco. Both bullpens emptied, but as they got to the skin portion of the infield, the umpires said, "Get back out there where you belong," and everybody retreated. I was looking for the Mariners to bring their battle helmets in with them.
Would have slowed them down. No way.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea, though.
Yeah.
This is going to be, I believe it's Jose Veras coming in out of the bullpen to take over for the Indians here in the bottom half of the 9th inning. So Abreu has been ejected along with manager Eric Wedge after Abreu hits Jack Hanahan.
So Veras is going to be given as much time as he needs to warm up in this. And while the change is made, we have this word for you.
The new pitcher for the Indians will be the big right-hander, Jose Veras. He'll take over in relief. 3-1 record with a 6.42 ERA. Overall making his 34th appearance of the year. So Veras takes over after Winston Abreu bunked Jack Hanahan in the back with a pitch. Was immediately thrown out of the ballgame, ejected by home plate umpire Dale Scott along with manager Eric Wedge after what happened a few innings ago. So Veras takes over. The Indians have a 10-0 lead in this ballgame. 10 runs on 12 hits. 3 more home runs this afternoon for Cleveland. They had 4 last night. The Mariners no runs and 4 hits. That's it. 4 hits and 1 error in this ballgame. So Rob Johnson will be the first hitter when Veras says he is ready to go. He's getting as many warm-up tosses, Dave, as he needs to get ready, coming in for Winston Abreu ejected.
Jose Veras was acquired from the Yankees back on the 24th of June. Had a pretty good record with the Yankees. He was 3-1, but higher in run average, 5.96. He was then designated for assignment. There was a minor deal made with the Yankees, and the Indians picked him up, and he debuted during interleague play against Cincinnati back in June, on the 27th of June. So now he is taking over here to mop this baby up, as it's all Cleveland leading it by a score of 10-0. Rob Johnson is going to be the hitter when Veras finishes his warm-up tosses. Again, a reminder that tomorrow we'll be with you at noon for the final game of this 3-game series. But we're not done with Cleveland yet. After tomorrow, the Mariners have 3 more games against the Tribe. They have 1 more trip to Cleveland, 1 more trip to Detroit before they say goodbye to those 2 franchises for the year. And of course, the Mariners beating Cleveland 3 out of 4. Looks like Cleveland's going to be trying to sweep the Mariners 3 after this game here tomorrow against a Whitcliffe League, the defending Cy Young Award champion, going, and the Mariners still has yet to name their starter, although most people think that it is going to be left-hander Jason Vargas. Certainly will not be Chris Jakubauskas. Jakubauskas working in this ball game, an inning and 2/3, and hit all over the lot here this afternoon, giving up 7 hits, 6 runs, 4 of which were earned. So Veras is set to go to work. He will work on Rob Johnson, and the Mariners trying to snap a 20-inning scoreless streak here in the 9th to try and generate a little momentum going into tomorrow's finale. After tomorrow, the Blue Jays are in for 3 games before the Mariners hit the road again to Texas and to Kansas City. Rob Johnson up there now as Veras looks in to get the sign, and the right-hander's set. Here comes a pitch to Rob on the way, and it's a breaking ball low, and outside ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. The Angels tack on a couple more, and they lead Minnesota 11-5 now. The ball game in the 9th inning, and the next pitch on the way. Rob takes a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. The Angels are well on their way to their 8th consecutive victory and their 58th of the year. The 1-1 delivery now. Here it is. And that's just a little bit outside. Ball 2, 2-1. Meanwhile, Texas leads Kansas City 1-0. And as hot as the Angels are, as hot as the Rangers are, they've won 5 in a row. That's how cold Kansas City is. Here's a 2-1 pitch, and that's too high. Ball 3, 3-1 the count. Kansas City Royals have lost 10 in a row. Now the right-hander's set. Here comes the 3-1 to Johnson on the way. And it's swung on and hit down the right field line, slicing toward the corner. That's going to be a fair ball. It bounces into the corner, touched by a fan. That would be a ground rule double. So the Mariners, runners at second and third with nobody out here for Michael Saunders. Whoops. Going to allow the runner to score. They're going to allow Hanahan to score. I saw the two hands go up by
fan interference. Fan interference. So he was around second base.
Right.
So he's going to
get
get
a judgment call. So he has been given the opportunity. He was already around second base when the fan touched the ball, and they thought that he probably would have scored on the double anyway. So they are giving Hanahan home plate. And that's an umpire's judgment. It's now 10-1 ball game. And down to second base is Johnson on the double. The acting manager is Jeff Datz, and he's out there arguing with Dale Scott. But again, that's an umpire's judgment.
And that breaks a string of 20 consecutive scoreless innings as the Mariners finally hit the pay station. They get a run here in the bottom half of the ninth inning. Their first run in 2+ games. So Jeff Datz is still arguing with the home plate umpire Dale Scott. And this has been a mighty long bottom of the ninth inning with only 2 batters.
I think that maybe Datz might have said, why don't you go back and look at the replay and see if he was rounding second. That's not replayable.
No, just home runs, boundary calls, that's it.
That is not replayable. And here is Mr. Saunders. A chance now. This is his third time to come up there with runners aboard. First 2 times he had 2 on. This time he has 1 on and a run in. And Jose Barris, his pitch on the way to Michael Saunders. The 22-year-old waits with that bat cocked, and he takes the fastball outside. Ball 1. I say up on the board that was 94 miles an hour. That didn't look 94 miles an hour. Here comes the 1-0 on the way to him now by Barris. And a swing and a high fly ball in deep to right field. Got a chance to get out of here. It will be caught out there at the wall. Tagging at second. Heading for third is Rob Johnson. And Michael Saunders probably had his heart right in his throat, because back to the wall was Jimenez to leap up and make the grab there and take away an extra base hit. Let's see if he took away a home run. As we get another look at it, Chris Jimenez goes right back and gets to the wall, makes a loop, and he did take away a home run.
It was over that yellow line. Jimenez had to go up and get it. A standing ovation for Saunders as he made his way back to the first base dugout.
Ronnie Cedeno's the hitter now as the runner goes to third base. Rob Johnson. That was a towering shot. Outstanding play by Jimenez. Here comes the pitch on the way now to Cedeno. And that's a breaking ball. Strike is called. 1 ball and 1 strike penalty. Slim afternoon for Cedeno, going 0 for 3. Batting average has dropped down to 179. And now the right-hander's 1-1 pitch on the way. Swing, the ground ball hits the shortstop. Will score the run as Cabrera throws him out. Johnson comes in to score to make it a 10-2 ball game. And Ichiro will step up to the plate for his 5th time this afternoon. This one has moved past the 3-hour mark out here this afternoon. A little bit of everything. Long balls, almost to rhubarb, ejections. Here comes the pitch to Ichiro on the way by Barris. And that is down low and away. Ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Tigers and the White Sox are in extra innings in Detroit, tied 3-3. Here comes the pitch. And Ichiro, a hard ground ball, fair down the right field line. Going to hit the stands down there. Go right to the right fielder Jimenez, and Ichiro will slide into second base for the double. So 2 more hits for Ichiro. He has 140 on the year. He has 44 multi-hit games. And well on schedule to get well over 200 hits as Russell Branyan will step up to the plate. Branyan is drawn a collar. He's gone 0 for 4. Jose Berrios finding that final out elusive. Here's the right-hander's pitch to Russell. And that's a little bit inside, ball 1. And ball no strikes, 94 mile an hour fastball. So the Mariners' 0 string ends at 20. The 1-0 pitch to Branyan on the way. And Russell takes down low, a breaking ball. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Final from Anaheim, 11-5. The Angels knock off Minnesota. And the 2-0 pitch to Russell Branyan. Swing and a miss. Another 94 mile an hour fastball, 2-1. Ichiro walking away from second. And the 2-1 pitch to Branyan on the way. And it's swung on and a fly ball hit to right field. Over toward the line, making the dive, missing the ball is Jimenez. So Ichiro's going to score on an RBI double, and it's 10-3 in favor of Cleveland. Jimenez made a heck of a try on a lot of top hand, however, and the ball was dropping in a hurry. So the Mariners have a 3-run ninth inning, and Jose Lopez trying to keep the sand from running out in the bottle as he steps up to the plate. Barris hasn't fooled too many people, giving up 3 doubles and hit a batter. Well, he didn't hit the batter. That was Abreu. Here's the pitch, and a swing and a miss. 1-1 the count. Abreu, immediately after hitting Anaheim, was given a heave-ho, as was the skipper, Eric Wedge. And the 0-1 on the way now to Lopez. Swung on, ground ball hits his shortstop. This will do it. Cabrera has it, throws him out, and the Indians have won the first 2 games of this 3-game series. The Mariners come up with 3, but they fall 7 shy. Final, Indians 10 and the Mariners 3. We'll be right back.